I'm sitting here today with Gulyas Jr., the bull of the village. Nice that you're here. How are you doing?
I'm perfectly fine. I just finished my work, so I'm a little bit tired. So if something will take a longer time to process, I'm sorry about it, but that was a rough 9 hours.
Okay, yeah, we'll take care of that, no problem. And I'll start with a very standard question. How did you get into wrestling in the first place? What was your first experience in the world of wrestling?
Well, it was a sudden happen because I was just sitting home and just play with the remote controller of the TV, and I just clicked on the channel where the pro wrestling was on with on Hungarian language, of course, and things had a really different names. Like, I mean, Powerbomb had a really rough name in Hungarian, so I won't try to explain this more to you because actually that was hard to understand after that when I just popped into the business when I just got training. But my first intention with wrestling, it was on TV, and I think the first show what I saw it was the Royal Rumble 2012, I think. No, 2011. Royal Rumble 2011.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So that was my first things with wrestling. And when I saw wrestling first, I lived on the countryside of Hungary, so I'm legit came from the countryside in a small town. And as soon as we just moved to Budapest, which is the capital city of Hungary, the options just got much bigger, and I had more options with pro wrestling too. But actually, when we moved to Budapest, I used to play soccer then. So I'm sorry, football. So sorry, I used to play football. So it was a really sudden change between the things because here in Budapest, I just couldn't continue the trainings with football because here in Budapest there are a lot of professional clubs, and I came from a little club, so they just didn't accept my request to join. So there was 1 year without sport, and one day in primary school, because I'm still pretty young, I'm sorry for that. And in primary school, one of my classmates just told me that if I wanna go over to to his place and watch the WWE shows back, because he recorded all of the weekly shows, and I was like, yeah, of course. And when we just started to talk about it, he just mentioned me that actually pro wrestling is a thing in Hungary now. So there is the ACW. Back at the time, ACW was the only promotion here in Hungary.
Mm.
So and I was like, okay, let's go to it. Can I watch it somewhere? He was like, no on demands yet, or only live shows. And I was like, okay, then when is the next live show? And he just told me, and we just bought our ticket. And I remember that I was there 4 hours before doors, just to make sure that first row. That was a stupid idea because I mean, I did it, but the only advice what I gave to myself, to my younger self now, that don't worry, you will take that first row. In the case if you are just there before doors 2 hours, so no need for the 4 hour. And after that, I just became a regular ACW fan and watcher. And then in 2024, 2014. I'm sorry,
Okay.
2014. The same classmate, he just mentioned that there is ACW dojo, and I was like, that's interesting. And do you know about anything with the trainings? And he said, no. I don't have the courage to be there because it needs and recommends a really good cardio, and he was overweight too, but I really liked him. So and I told him that let's go there. I will come with you. And he was like, no. And for 4 weeks after that chat, I think that was exactly 1 month after that chat, I just talked with my parents, and my stepdad just told me that why wouldn't we go? And I was like, because I'm afraid, maybe. And he was like, okay, we will go to shopping. And I was like, okay. And then we just went straight to the dojo, and the journey just begins.
Yeah, interesting, very interesting. And you spoke about it. You come from the countryside, and I guess that is where your name Bull from the Bull of the Village comes from. But how did you get to that nickname? Who had the idea in the first place? Was it you, or tell us about it?
I mean, the nickname was me. It was all of me, but actually the gimmick was not founded by me, because the story of my debut is like, we had the underground tapings here in Hungary at that time, and as a member of the advanced group, I was allowed to stay in the dojo for the talks after the tapings. We talked about the matches, what was good, what was wrong, and they would just come to us with my brother, and he said that, okay, I want to use you guys as a tag team. You will be brothers. And we were like, okay, we just barely know each other. How can we be brothers? Because we didn't know anything about it. And when the date of the taping just came, we had still no gimmicks, and we had no idea what it's gonna be. And I didn't know if you know him, but Mokai Renato is kind of like a big name here in Hungary. He was the powerhouse. He came from MMA, and he was the guy. When he said something, nobody tried to tell him that no, that's wrong. And he just came up with that. Why not try the countryman stuff? And we were like, okay, Renato, maybe we can try. And we just tried it. On the first match, that was terrible. I didn't know what to do. I didn't leave the gimmick, and I was completely lost in that match. So that match, what was taped, never was visible on YouTube or anywhere. But holy shit, that was rough. And on the second taping, we tried this exact same match, but we had time with my brother to think about the stuffs, and that's when the Bull of the Village as a nickname came from. First, it was just for the introduction during the entrance, but then I just realized, because it's a really common sentence here in Hungary. If you translate it, it's kind of like the falu bikaya, which exactly the Bull of the Village, and it's a really common use thing in Hungary. And I was like, okay, here in Hungary, everyone will know what is that means. And I had no idea how I would explain this for not Hungarian ones, but it turned out really well, because the focus is on the bull, not on the village. So I'm pretty happy about it. But yeah, it was firstly was a nickname only for during entrances.
Okay. But when people see you, I think, it stands out. There you are a big guy, but very agile. So I think it's a fitting name. Are there role models you draw inspiration from with maybe similar styles? Robert Dreissker, Jeff Cobb, Jonah, Kevin Owens. I don't know. Those are names that come to mind, of course.
Yeah, you mentioned all three of the big inspirations. But also in the wrestling style in the beginning, because he wrestled really really simple that everyone can understood. That was one of the biggest inspiration was actually Walter.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So that actually that's where the shotgun dropkick came from.
Okay, I see. Yeah, very nice. Speaking about the Hungarian scene, I think Icarus and Dover play a big part in it. There is a wrestling camp in August, I believe. Passion Pro is advertising on buses. I saw a picture of that. How is the scene over there going?
Well, it's getting bigger and bigger because, and I think the reason behind it, it's because the dojo works really well. So Peter and the Arrows are really good trainers. But HCW has the history. Basically, the HCW company here in Hungary is the one which has the history, and we can in the HCW we can operate with the storylines. That's good because that's one option for the Hungarians to follow, and there is the Passion Pro, which focuses more on the in-ring stuffs, not much on the storylines. They want to make every show different, and every show is built up different, and brings the athleticism, brings the humor, and also brings the hard-hitting stuff, the technical stuff. So for the people who actually likes more fighting and the shows, I mean, in shows, I mean the actual show, like a TV show or something like that, because you can find everything in Passion Pro, which is pretty good. And we had a third promotion actually here in Hungary, which called XWP. They are mainly uses the HCW guys, and but they have a dojo as well. So they have own students, and the XWP it's kind of like for the brawling and for the hardcore stuff. So I think the answer for your question, is that we have 3 different promotion with 3 different styles. So people will go to all 3 because they will see different things on all 3 shows. So it's not like that every promotion is about the storylines or every promotion about the hardcore stuff. Because sometimes people wants to see story, then they will go to HCW. Sometimes people just want to chill out and relax and just have fun. There's the Passion Pro. And when you are had enough for the weekdays and you want to see some hardcore action, you have to go to XWP. So I think that's why the attendance number is pretty high for the usual ones compared to the usual ones in Europe, because we have 3 promotions but with 3 completely different styles.
Mm-hmm. You, the Arrows of Hungary, Peter Tiani, Orsi, Iva Koloski, those are many names making a name for themselves in WXW. Who might be the next name German fans might be surprised by?
Actually, a lot of names popped in my head, but I would be really happy for Thomas Sabo, who wrestled with Metehan on the last HCW show. So I would be really happy to him because he's really passionate about wrestling. I think the only reason why he is not on the WXW shows, that's because his schedule is not only about wrestling, because he just became a father, so he's focusing on his family. And also there are a lot of young guys in our dojo. We have 2 young ones. You might never saw them before, but I think if they are going to make it to the debut, they will be noticed really soon, because one of them is a male and one of them is a female. And I think Petra, who is the female one, I think she will be recognized pretty soon because she is really good. And those who are currently wrestling, I had really big hopes for Maverick. So I really want to see Maverick get the shine time.
Yeah, we'll look forward to that. He was a few times in WXW before. at least for the big 3-day events. So yeah, we'll see about that. Before getting booked by WXW for the first time, did you know about the German scene, and how is it seen in Hungary in general?
When we were trainees, and when the arrows just get booked, kind of like regularly, for WXW, they always came home from Germany that, okay, we had to completely rethink our system and our ethics and our in-ring work and everything. So I think the turning point when all of the Hungarian trainees just had a better look and a bigger look on the German scene, that was when the arrows just got booked kind of like regularly. So they were the ones who just bring home that kind of chance. And they were like, okay, you can do it. You can wrestle places, but if you really want to be someone, you have to reach the WXW. And they just try to collect as many tips from WXW as they can to introduce it into our training system. And it worked really well, I think, because a lot of guys now are training like a wrestler who is not for the smaller promotions, but for the WXW. So nowadays it's I think it's 100% focused on for the trainees that to get the WXW. In my time, when I was a trainee, we didn't know about every show, but we did know about the Karate tournament. So actually, we spoke with one of my best friends, Mokai, and that we want to be on that tournament. I don't care if we are not in the actual tournament, but we will on Sunday. We will be on that weekend, and yeah, it just happened. Of course, the next goal is to be in the tournament.
Maybe next year. I'll keep my fingers crossed.
Hopefully, I know where I have to be improved for that, so I'm trying to work on that. But those things are not like this, so that will take a little time. But I think it can work, but I have to work really hard on them.
Yeah, but you spoke about it at this year's Carrot. You were in a more prominent role than the year before. I mean, you were in the 4-way on Friday. You had a match on the showcase and everything. So what are your goals maybe this year, next year, and the next few years? What do you want to achieve?
Well, I start with this year. This year I have 2 major goals. One of them is to be on as many WXW shows that I can. And the second one is to travel around Europe and be even in the smaller promotions, just to make sure that, okay, they know my names in that country, they know my names in that country, and in that country, and in that country as well. So yeah, my travel partner just became Maverick, so I have to mention him again. We were in PWH in the Netherlands last month, which was pretty cool. We had a 6-man match with Zafar against Yuval, Young Money Chong, and one of the Dutch local guys, but he was really great. So I was really surprised, but he was really great. So that's the short-term goal for 2023. And of course, I would like to make it somehow on the Tech Festival weekend. So I would be really happy if it can happen. In a little longer view, I would say the 16-carat tournament itself. So not just the weekend, but the tournament itself. That would be really great. And I will try to stay in WXW, because of course for a European independent wrestler, to be in the WXW, that's the biggest dream. I mean, nowadays everyone know about WXW. It's probably because with the partnership of WWE, of course, but yeah, I mean, that's the biggest scene in Europe, and you can't argue about it. So that's the biggest scene. So I will try to stay in bigger scene, and of course the main goal is to be signed. And if you asked me last year, I wouldn't able to tell you in which company, that New Japan or WWE or AEW, but today I can 100% sure I can tell you that I would like to be signed by WWE someday.
Okay, yeah, big steps. We'll see about that. Like I said, I'll keep my fingers crossed. But you said you're still young, so we'll see where it leads you.
21.
Yes. You really took off after the pandemic. You fought 40 matches in both 2021 and 2022. Many of them were outside of Hungary yet. What was it for you to get the first bookings outside of Hungary?
For the first bookings, Icarus just helped me a lot to manage it, and to keep it in mind, keep it noticed, and how to wrestle somewhere where they see me first. So I'm really thankful to him because of it. And I mean, I can tell you that I was happy, but to be honest, it was just like that boom, 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 boom. So I didn't even had the time to process it, because they are just came, and after one big rush, I was just like, oh, that was rough. My body definitely feels it, but I can't wait to do it again. So the biggest difference when I get started to book outside of Hungary more regularly was that actually my body just started to feel it, started to feel the matches. So that was hard to always remember myself to let yourself time to regenerate a little bit. So that, I think that was the biggest profit from the bookings outside of Hungary, that I just learned how to keep myself always ready. And now if they just text me 1 week before the show, can we use you, or are you free? I would say, yeah, I'm gonna solve it. So for example, actually it happened in Hungary, but it's a really good example to it. We had a wide extra taping yesterday on a Tuesday from 6 to almost 9, and they would just text me 1 day before the show. Texted me on Monday. I know I'm pretty late, but are you available for tomorrow? And I was like, well, when this show starts from 6, okay, then I'm gonna make it. But aren't you working? Yeah, I'll be working till 5, but I will make it to there. And I was there, and I was wrestled.
Yeah, great. You've been in the ring for more than 4 years now, and you wrestled already more than 100 matches. Is there one match you would say it sticks in your mind in particular?
Yeah, I mean, yes. The 4-way from Tech Festival weekend. I really enjoyed that. I had a lot of fun during that match and before that match. So that match is just, I think if I have to choose a singles favorite, there will be the 4-way. I mean, I enjoyed both of my 4-ways in WXW, but I personally I like the more the Tech Festival one. And in tech, of course, if I mention tag team wrestling, because I really love with tag team wrestling as well, I would say our match with Robert Dreissker and X-Men, which happened in 2022 in March, right after the Karat weekend. That was pretty awesome. So these are my two favorites.
You mentioned it. You're fighting singles matches, your multi-man matches, tag team matches, everything. What do you prefer? One-on-one, tag team? What's your favorite kind of match?
Definitely the multi-man matches, and the single multi-man matches. The single, not the six-man. I like the six-mans, but it's kind of hard for me a little bit. But triple threats, four-ways, I really like them. I would say that the four-way and three-ways are my personal favorite matches. Because there is a lot of creative options with it. A lot of people don't like them, but I'm personally I really like them.
I spoke to Robert Dreissker during the karate tournament, and he had a very good opinion of you. Do you two guys talk very often? I mean, I think he's training in Hungary now and then too. Does he have a big influence on you? How are you two guys dealing?
Oh yeah. Robert is maybe the hardest one on me, but also I can profit from his advices the most, because he's always tells me the truth. So always. So yeah, this is sometimes a little bit tough to take it, and sometimes it stings. He says things like, "Oh, when I'm just standing there and okay, all right." So I a lot of times I feel like when I'm talking to him, I maybe looks like a complete idiot. When I talk to him, because I'm always like, okay, and why the fuck I didn't think about it by myself. So a lot of times only the things what I can only answer to him, okay, understand it. And when I got home, I just the words of him just starting to circling in my head, and it's like never had a long sleep after a huge talk with Robert Dreissker, because there's a lot of things he says, and he says it with a lot of helpful intentions, and I'm really thankful and really grateful to him to say it, because I don't like when people just telling me that, okay, that was good, maybe could have been better, but that was good. No, Robert is the one that okay, that was okay, but that and I'm like, so yeah, especially one of my biggest goals in person to reach that one time Robert Dreissker will say me that was good.
Yeah, okay. I see where you're getting. Okay. Next question. Do you already know when you will next step foot into a WXW ring? Is there anything coming up?
Not yet.
Okay. Yeah, I only have two questions left then. Number one, which wrestler from WXW would you like to compete against that you didn't share a ring with yet?
Ahura,
okay. Good. I think he's on a break right now. I saw a tweet today from WXW, but yeah, hopefully he'll be back, and then you two guys can hopefully have a match.
I would really love to work with him. He's a really strange guy in the ring and a really tough one, but I really want to share the ring with him, because I think if I can make the situation and keep him down a little, my lariat will be huge on him.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that one. Yeah, and finally, anything you want to tell the German fans?
Oh yeah, a lot of things, but the main thing is that I'm really, really, really grateful for the things that you have done to me. I mean, I can start with the accept that they are just accept me that I'm there in the WXW. Then it comes for the horns thing. They just start the horns thing, and I was like, "Oh, okay, that I'm gonna definitely keep it." So I'm really grateful for the horns things, because without you, probably the horns wouldn't existing. So I really like that one, and I can feel that every time I'm in front of the German fans, I can be better and better and better, because they are really open to anything, and I'm really like it about Germany, that the crowd is always open to everything, and I'm really like to do stuff I never did in Hungary. So I'm really grateful for that, guys, and thank you for watching this interview with me, because that means a lot to me, and also the invitation just meant a lot to me. So I'm really, really grateful for you to have me today. And yeah, I'm really, really hope that I can see you and all of the German fans soon.
Yeah, I couldn't have found better word than you. So, Gulyas Jr., Bull of the Village, thank you for having time for us. And we are all looking forward to seeing you in a WXW ring soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks.